Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Taco Rick channel. Today we're going to be installing bed lights in the tailgate bed today. Before we jump into the video though, I do want to remind you guys that we are on the road to 10,000 subscribers right now. You guys pushed the 5K super quick, so I want you guys to help me get to 10,000 subscribers. That way I have an excuse to buy a sports car next year. That would be awesome for the channel. Leave down in the comment section down below what sports car you think I should buy. But on a side note, did you guys know that like 92% of the people watching my videos are not subscribed? If you're one of those people that's not subscribed to the channel and you don't like seeing awesome car related videos, what are you doing? Hit the subscribe button. Come on, let's go. 10,000K. Anyways, let's get back to the back of the truck and let's get started. So this is my 2020 TRD off-road cement gray Tacoma, and my truck did not come with the LED cargo lights for the bed. Now if you guys remember on my 2018 Tacoma, I put OEM bed lights in the back of the truck, and it was a pain in the butt to run the wiring all the way up into the cab. With the 2020 though, Toyota has actually added pre-wired plugs behind the taillights, and if you buy the stock OEM 2020 bed lights, you can literally just pop this plastic cap off right here, put the OEM light in right here, plug it into the wiring harness down below, and you're all ready to go. And I'll link where you can find those stock 2020 bed lights in the description down below. There's a seller on eBay that's selling the OEM plug and play set. But in my case, I have the 2016 to 2019 style bed lights right here that are off of my 2018 Tacoma. So I'm gonna be retrofitting these to put in place here. I don't want to spend another $70 for the 2020 versions when I already have perfectly good ones right here that I can use. So with that said, I'm gonna walk you guys through installing these onto my Tacoma, but just know if you guys haven't bought these lights already, I'll link both sets down below. I made a whole video on how you install these on the 2016 to 2019 models. The 2020 though is a lot easier because they already pre-ran the wires, as you guys will see in this video. So if you have not already bought your bed lights for your Tacoma and you have a 2020, use the link down below to the eBay site. Buy those lights because they're about the same price as what these lights are, and it's literally as easy as dropping them in, and I'll show you guys how we're gonna wire them up. But the 2020 ones are so easy, literally plug and play, no drilling, no nothing. All you gotta do is take your taillights out, plug them in, put your taillights back in, as I will show you guys in this video. It's just gonna be a little bit more complicated. A little bit of drilling is gonna be needed to retrofit these to the Tacoma. Let's get started. So to do this install, if you're not doing my retrofit with these, all you're gonna need is a 10mm socket and maybe a pair of pliers, and that's all you're gonna need. And we're gonna be using that to remove our taillights. So to remove the taillights, it's very simple. It's only 2 bolts. So you're gonna remove this 10mm socket right here, and you're gonna remove the very bottom one right here, and it's gonna allow us to pull the taillight out. Same thing on this side right here, the top one and the bottom one. So I'm gonna remove those bolts, and I'm gonna show you how we remove the taillights, which I've done in multiple videos before now. So I'm gonna show you how we do that, and I'm gonna show you where the actual pre-wired spot is for these bed lights. So now to remove the taillight, we're gonna be pulling straight back. It's really easy to get your hand right here, and then also underneath the back side of the taillight right here, and just pull towards you. And that's all there is to it. Then you can go through and disconnect all of your plugs. There's 3 of them. There's one on the bottom here. Same thing on this side. You put your hand down below, put your hand up top, and just pull. Comes right out, and then take your clips off. All right, before I show you where the wiring is, I mean, you can kind of already see where it's at right now. But there's one little thing I want to point out when you take taillights out, and that is that there are these little plastic retainer clips right here. You can see it right down there, and there's a black one down here. So on the back of the taillight itself, there are 2 metal clips, the bottom one down here, and then the top one right here. And both of those, sometimes these plastic retainer clips get stuck and stay on it. If we look at the driver's side, we can actually see right here where one of these plastic clips actually got stuck on here. This won't go back in to this very easily, like not at all. So when you take your taillights out, make sure that the plastic retainer clips don't get stuck on these. Otherwise, you'll have a nightmare trying to put these back in. So you can easily take these off with just a pair of pliers. That's why I said you might need a pair of pliers. Pull those back off, put it back in the slot, and you'll be good to go. I used a pair of pliers, got it off right here, and I'm just gonna pop it right into the hole. Now while I'm at it, right there is the pre-wired wiring for our bed lights. So it's perfectly right inside. Basically, we're gonna have to feed our wire through here, and then up to the slot right here. Same thing on the other side. We have our hole that feeds the wire right there, and right here is where the actual wiring is itself so that you can plug in your bed lights. So right here is the passenger side harness. It's very easy to unclip it. Just a little lever right here, and you just push in on that lever and you can pop out the wiring from the back side. Then if you have the stock 2020 wiring kit for the 2020 bed lights, all you do is plug in your lights right here. In my case though, we do not have that. So what we're gonna have to do is actually cut off this end and splice on the end that I have with my kit over here. So let me go over how I'm going to be mounting these and retrofitting them to fit on the 2020. Obviously there's this big slot right here which is not going to work because the holes for this are a lot closer together. So what I'm going to be doing, just so it keeps this pretty much OEM for the most part, and down the road if I want to put in the stock 2020 ones, I can do that. I'm going to be mounting these to the actual plastic plate. So this is the plastic cover plate. I'm going to mount them to this, and then I'm going to wire it up. These right here are the installation templates for the 2016 to 2019, this set right here, in terms of where you need to drill your holes. So basically you put that up there and that's how you drill your holes. But in my case, I'm going to be using these templates to lay over this to drill the correct holes. So I'm gonna need a 7/64 bit and a 7/16 bit. Well, I'm gonna drill a pilot hole, and then I'm gonna drill the 7/16 hole for our wiring loom. So I'm gonna cut these out, lay them over this, and start drilling. All right, so up here in the tailgate of the truck, I kind of wanted to show you guys where we're gonna be feeding this wire to. So if we look down in here, you can kind of see the wire right there? That is the hole on the other side of the back of the taillight. So that's where we need to feed the wire to. So what I'm gonna be doing is feeding the wire down through this slot right here to that hole and then pulling it out through the taillight on the other side. You can see down in here on this side, the other one as well. Again, that is just that hole right there on the other side. So down through there, you can see where the light's shining through. We need to feed the wire down through there. That way we can wire it up on this side. As you can see here, the wire loom comes in through the slot right here, and it's ready to hook up to the plug right here. Now, obviously if you have the 2020 set, it's very simple. You just plug it right in, you're done. But in my case, I have to actually wire it to this plug right here. And because I don't have this plug right here that Toyota has, I was going to wire up the plugs that came with this kit that I bought for the 2018 Tacoma. But I said screw it, and I'm basically just going to chop these off here. I'm gonna chop them off here. I'm gonna solder and heat shrink wrap them together and just call it done. So I'm not gonna bother with going through and actually putting two connector ends on it or whatnot. I'm just going to chop those off right there, chop these off right here. I'll save the connector for further down the line, but I'm just going to solder them together, heat shrink wrap it, and call it done. So I got my soldering iron heating up right there. I got the solder here. I got all my heat shrink wrap tucked in this Lowe's bag because it fell out of my connector. But basically just going to do that, call it done. So enjoy some time lapses while I wire that up, and I'll see you guys in a bit. And that right there is one side completely done, nicely cleaned, ready to go. And if I didn't mention, red is your positive, black is your neutral, and then white with the black stripe is your neutral, and then red is your power as well. So just make sure you do red to red and white to black, and you're good to go. As I can show you guys right there, it is working. It works off of the cargo lights back here. So whatever your cargo lights up here are on, your bed lights are on as well. So they're already pre-wired on that as well. Let's now move over and do this side, put our taillights back in, and we're gonna call this Dunzo. And there we go, the second side is all done, and now we have both lights installed and fully operational. So if I unlock my door, there's that one, both lights fully installed and ready for operation. Now all we need to do is put the taillights back in, and we are done. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put this taillight in, put that one in, and I'll show you guys the final product. And there you have it, a lot easier to install the tailgate lights on the 2020 Tacomas because they already pre-wired them for you. Makes it super simple, especially if you buy the actual OEM style 2020 ones that just plop in. But if you do, for some reason, have the old versions like I do, I'm not sure if they're any cheaper now, so I'll link the ones that I used in the description down below, as well as the link on eBay where you can buy the 2020 versions. Again, 2020 is literally just plug and play, so if you don't happen to have these laying around like I did, just a random coincidence because my 2018 got totaled, so I had all the parts left over from the 2018 to throw onto the 2020. So in my case, I had to retrofit just because I didn't want to spend another $70 like I said, but it works. So let me show you guys how these work and how they activate. Like I mentioned, they operate off of the cargo light, which you have a switch for on the inside. So let me show you that. So inside the cab of the Tacoma, just down from our steering wheel, down here we have a variety of switches. We have the light bar switch that I have for my front light bar, which is super bright. If you haven't seen the video on my light bar, go check it out. It's on my channel. Beside that, we have the inverter for the outlet in the bed. We have the auto headlights. Right beside it here, we have a multi-switch. So this can pivot to the left to be off, on, or on door. This switch is for your cargo light that is above the bed, which is what they're showing on this image. But when you install the bed lights, this switch also operates your tailgate lights. So what I do is I leave it on door. So whenever I open my doors, the lights turn on. As you can see right there, my door is open and they are on. So they operate off of that. So if you close your door, these will shut off. Just like that. So if you want to leave them on permanently, you just flip the switch to on. Then when you close your door, they stay on. Most people leave them on door, that way they shut off when you're driving. And normally you have your door open when you are getting stuff out of the tailgate. But just know that is the switch that operates those lights. So that is it. That is my retrofit for these lights on the 2020. It looks clean. It does not look weird at all. They look like they were meant to be. Unless you look close, then you can see they're mounted to a plastic plate, which then looks a little bit off. But they look clean. They look proper, and they do a good job of lighting up the bed. Obviously, I normally have my Gator tonneau cover, which is over there. That's a tri-fold tonneau cover. It latches down to these hooks right here, but recently I've had it off for a variety of different things I've been putting in the back of the bed. But normally when that tonneau cover is on, it is extremely hard at night to see inside of the bed. That's why I put these on my 2018 Tacoma. And finally, I have them on the 2020. That way at night, I can actually see what the hell is in the back of my bed. So anyways, guys, this was a quick little tutorial on how to add bed lights to your 2020 Tacoma. Again, it's super simple, because if you guys go watch my video on the 2018, which is basically any one of the models from 2016 all the way up to 2019. They did not have pre-wiring in those models. So in the 2018, you literally had to fish a wire all the way down the side of the truck up into the cab of the truck and wire it into your fuse box, which honestly, if you remember in that video, I literally said was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to install in this truck. It was extremely tedious and painstaking to do. So now in the 2020, the fact that it's already pre-wired back to the taillights makes things a breeze. Super easy, super quick to do. So if you like this video, if you enjoyed everything, be sure to slap a like. Leave down in the comment section down below what you guys thought of this video. And like always, well, be sure to hit the subscribe button too. Hit the subscribe button, post notifications. Again, we're on the journey to 10,000 subscribers on this channel. I upload every single week. So hit the subscribe button, leave down in the comment section down below any suggestions for future videos. Like always, guys, Taco Rick out. Peace.